Bahasham, Yahabashai, Bahasham, Wahavaka Kwadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahabashai. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach us truth well, and that continue to teach us truth well. And to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. This lesson's going to be called Remaining Circumspect in These Times We Are Living In. Remaining circumspect in these times we are living in. Because every single day there's things happening. Every single day there's a war being waged on our souls. Every single day. Okay? So we're going to start from Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4 and 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest. We were once asleep. We were once dead. Mentally, spiritually dead. Once upon a time. Okay? But now we've been awoken by what? The truth. And arise from the dead. Because we were in a very, very dead state. It tells you that in Ezekiel 7? The valley of the dry bones. And the Mashiach shall give thee light. So it's going to be him that gives us that light. And what's that light? The wisdom to guide us in the way, on that right path. Verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest. It's like I just read that. Verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly. So when we're walking, when we're out and about, we have to be very, 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 very circumspect of what we see, what we do, and what we say. Okay? And that word for circum is what? Full circle. It's to circumnavigate. So we're looking around us, and specs comes from the eyes. So we're looking around, we're observing. Okay? Everything we see. And Lord willing, filtering these things through the scriptures, everything we see. And that's really what applying that knowledge. Not as fools, because the people in this world, they're walking as fools. Right back to that spirit of partying, you know, not giving a damn about anything, just partying, reveling, giving to the flesh. Okay, so that's those that are walking as fools. But as wise, we want to be those wise virgins, okay, that had our lamps trimmed. Okay. Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. These are really evil times. And how do we redeem the times? By getting into these prophecies, by measuring the times. Even in that, circumspect on how we're dealing with brothers. Okay? How we're dealing with brothers. How we're dealing with our everyday lives. Okay? How we're dealing with people in the world. How we're dealing with the news. Even circumspect. There's many avenues to becoming circumspect. Even when we're watching things on the news, how are we filtering these things? Okay? So Lord, that's what he requires. Okay? For us to be vigilant, circumspect, and really looking out for the things that are happening. Okay? So with that, we're going to go straight to... Bear me just a minute. We're going to go straight to, see if I still got it. Ah, man. Bear me just a minute. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is, observe, this is, the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and 13. Observe and take good heed. So you got to be very observant, okay, of what's around you, and take good heed, okay. So that means you're being circled, you're looking around, you're taking heed to what you see. For thou walkest in the peril. What's the other word for peril? Dangers of the overthrowing. This kingdom. Remember whose kingdom we are in right now. Esau's. Okay. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. Okay, another word, be vigilant. Awake means you're on your feet. Okay, and what does it really mean to be on your feet? You're in the spirit. When you're a spirit, you're awake. Okay? Love the Lord Yahweh Shah all thy life and call upon him for thy salvation. Because that's who salvation is going to come through. Yahweh Shai. Okay, and that's what we're seeking. Okay? Bear me just a minute. Because people, the people out here, this is what we got to understand. The people out here, the majority of them have high level of demons on them. Okay? So if they have high level, if they're for this world, that means they're against you. No matter if it's mother, father, if they're not in the truth, they have the potential to do anything. And even men that claim to be in the truth, they have the potential to do anything if they're not fully immersed in the truth. Okay? And there's a lot of hostile spirits, a lot of carnal spirits out here that want to draw you into carnality, that are carnal, that want to fight. We're not out here to fight, we're out here to bring this word out. It doesn't mean we're pussies. Because brothers know how to defend themselves. Okay? But we're not going to resort to that measure. But we will defend ourselves. If you start getting carnal, we will defend ourselves. Okay? If you think you're going to come, if you think you're going to approach the men of the Lord and be carnal, okay, and think you're going to draw them into, then think again. Okay? So all these things we have to be aware of. Okay, all these different scenarios that happen in our lives. So bear me just a minute. Matthew, that's why it says in Matthew 10. See if I can get Matthew 10 and 16. And it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep. So what are sheep? If we're sheep are at a disadvantage because they're not animals that can really hurt you, can they? They're harmless. They can't harm you. In the midst of wolves, I'm in the midst of wolves right now. In the midst, surrounded by wolves. Okay? We're surrounded by a bunch of wolves. And what do wolves do to sheep? Devour, rip them to shreds. Okay? So Yahweh Shai said, I send you forth for sheep amongst wolves. Okay? Be therefore wise as serpents, because a serpent is very, very calculative. You see the attributes of a snake picks its time, and most of the time a snake is so calculative, so silent. Most people that get bit by snakes is because they stepped on it or they're in close proximity where a snake is living. Okay? Then that snake crept upon them and what? Bit them. So this is how we're supposed to be in this truth. Okay? Not crafty, not snaky in wickedness, because a lot of people, they would use this scripture but they're not applying it in righteousness. You could be acting like a serpent but in wickedness. Like John the Baptist says, who warned you to flee? You bunch of vipers, you bunch of serpents. So we want to be doing things in what? In righteousness. Okay? Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So this is how we approach people when we're out here in this world, even in the truth, because you're never out of the truth. You're always in the truth. Even amongst the world. When the camera's not off, you're still in the truth. Okay? So this it's a constant thing of examination. Okay? This is happening. This scenario is happening. Let me get the scriptures. This individual's acting like this. All I've got to do is go to the scriptures and see why this individual is acting this way. Okay? Everything's filtered through the scriptures. You do that, you can't go wrong. I'll never forget what Elder Aram Lab said. Stick to the scriptures. The moment you stick to the scriptures, that's your safe barrier. As long as you're breaking it down right. That's your safe barrier. Anything outside, that's it. Satan's got you. That's why we don't deal with emotions in this truth. Do we get times we're emotional, but we put that to the side and we deal with the scriptures as men are supposed to do. Not emotions, not feelings. Because the moment you do that, then what? Satan's got you. Okay? Satan's got you. This is why our safe haven is the scriptures. Okay, and as long as you're in the scriptures and you're dividing the word rightly, not to fit your own agenda, because men can also use the scriptures to fit their own agenda. As long as you're using it in the right way, that's your safe haven. That's our safe haven. Okay, this is Matthew 16 and 16. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the council. So this is what time we are in. Okay, this is what time we are approaching. You got crafty men, and this ain't talking about individuals in the world. It's speaking about men in the truth. That's why you got to be really careful what you say, who you speak to. Really circumspect, because not everybody's a brother. Okay, the scripture says, "Prove a friend first." So this is it. A man don't just come into camp. You prove this. You have to prove this man to see if he's really about the truth. And really, it's Yahushua proving that man through other men, just how I had to be proven by Yahushua through men. So we all have to go through the same thing. Nobody gets no special treatment in this truth. We're all being tried. Okay, and some are gonna come out, okay, victorious, and others are gonna what? Fail that test. This is a test. Okay, the elders, brothers are gonna do things to see where your mind is at. Okay, do you really believe in Yahushua? And this is why we got to be really circumspect. Bear me just a minute. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils. Okay, in other words, to Esau. Okay, and this is going to be done by what? Some type of form of allegation. Okay, that's why you want to be wise out here. Okay, wise. If someone's going to say something about you, it's going to be lies. It's not going to be the truth. So that's what type of lies we're living. You know, because me, what do? I just do my videos. Do we have some shortcomings in the flesh? Yes, but not nothing that can get us imprisoned. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? You know, so if you are going to be brought before kings and governors, let it be for a lie. Okay, not suffering. The scriptures, not suffering as an evildoer. Okay, a murderer, a busybody in other men's matters, a thief. You don't want to be suffering for that stuff. Okay. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. Okay? These council meetings, these buildings. Okay? Bring you before Esau. And what does that show you? That show you these men, they have an attachment to this world. They know people in high places. Okay? You got certain men before they came into this truth. Well, even when they were in the truth, what, bankers? A banker in the truth? Not saying anything's wrong with that, but come on, have you really given up your old life? Because men that had ambitions, they gave up them ambitions. So this is why you got to be careful. Remember, anyone that's not unplugged from the matrix, they're liable to do anything. Remember what was said to Neo. These people are so heavily dependent on the system. You know, they're attached. Okay, the men of the Lord ain't going to be attached to this world, because then if you're attached to this world, guess what? I've got to watch out, because you're liable to be a harm to me. That's why you got to be circumspect. And you shall be brought before kings, and for my name's sake, before governors and kings, for my name's sake, for Yahweh's sake, for this gospel. Okay, and why? Because individuals, they're going to feel offended. They're going to feel a particular way about the words, and they're going to be like, yes, we need to get these guys locked up. We don't like the message they're pushing. Okay, and this is going to be by our own people, our own people. This is our man. And you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. So this is going to be a testimony against the wicked of our own people, Esau, and the Gentiles, the other nations. But when they should deliver you up, take no thought of how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what you shall speak. Because Yahushua is going to speak through us, just like he's been speaking through us. Okay, already. He's going to continue to. This is the mindset we need to have. Okay? Stay faithful. Okay? Stay grounded. Stay humble. Because humility goes a long way. Okay? Pride is just going to get one spewed out. Okay? And have them looking silly out there. So humility is where it's at. Don't worry about what these people think of you in the world. Because the people in the world, what's their end going to be? Their end's going to be destruction, calamity, death. Okay? So these are the things that are going to happen. Okay? But when they deliver you up, take no thought of how what you shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what you shall speak, or for what. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Okay? So it's Yahweh that speaks through us. Okay? And that's what the people of this world, they cannot stand. It's not us they hate. Remember, it's the world. So like, it's the world that hates you. So again, in a spiritual sense, if you've got individuals in this truth that claiming to be in the truth, but they're of the world, what's the natural reaction going to be to someone that's sincere and someone that's not sincere that's in the world? Someone that's not sincere and is in the world, he's going to have a fervent hatred for someone that's in the truth and is living the truth. Why? Because two are against each other. The world, remember what Yahweh said, if the world hateth you, just know it hated me. Okay, so that's a more brief understanding of what we're involved in. Okay, and stay prayed up as well, because Satan is out here. I'm telling you, Satan is out here messing with brothers, man. Okay, spells, all that. We know what individuals are doing. You know, we know what individuals are doing. Okay, through the Spirit. So bear me just a minute. Forgot what it was now. I forgot what I was looking for. I lost my train of thought. But yes, we have to be circumspect out here. You know, Satan's always looking for an opening. Always. Even when you're in the scriptures, he's still looking for some type of opening. Okay? And that opening could be your woman, your own flesh. Okay? This is a constant thing. Constant. Man, I've just been bit as well. I think I've just been stung by a wasp. Shit. So we're gonna go into a few more scriptures and we shut off. Let's go to Proverbs, Babakasha. Because these are the first things you learn when you come to this truth. First things. Okay. Let's go to Proverbs. Bear me just a minute. Proverbs 3 and 11. Discretion. And we got Proverbs 1 as well. Let's start at Proverbs 3 and 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Okay. In other words, it's going to keep you protected, keep you out of unnecessary situations, which discretion is wisdom. Okay. No, don't go that way. Go this way. Okay, because this is happening. Okay, you see a fight happening. You don't join in. Are you carnal? You don't join in. Okay, you get away from that scenario using discretion. You see a particular thing's about to happen and the Spirit's telling you, no, avoid that. That's discretion. Okay, you see an individual's uncomely, unreasonable, then what? You avoid him. Okay. And the scriptures, that's a prayer, that we shall be delivered from unreasonable men. Okay? Because all men that have not the faith. So it's about using discretion in particular scenarios. Okay? Understanding shall keep thee. Okay, so with you having understanding, you're going to use discretion. And what? That's going to keep us. Okay? to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, wicked things, corrupt things, who leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. The ways of darkness is this world and these other philosophies. So that's what discretion's going to do. Even when it comes to individuals that teach different doctrines, this is going to keep you what? Safe from them, protected from them. Okay? So with this lesson, I hope this was edifying. I'm going to shut up here, and until the next time, Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.